Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Before we jump into the action, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in supporting us a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. In addition to that, if you're interested in supporting our community a little bit past that and joining any of our games, we do have open slots available in Tuesday, Friday, and that's it. So if you're interested in any of those slots, you have to reach out to me, let me know you're interested in them, and join our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Alrighty then. Miriam, what happened last session?
Last session, the party has finally entered potentially the most dangerous place in the world at the moment for them. The capital of the Empire, Rexendrum. With a little finagling and bribery, they're able to get past the arcane TSA. I can't think of a better way to describe that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And because they are the most suspicious people in the world, have followed their contact to this group of smugglers, where they have agreed to further jobs in exchange for money and resources. Afterwards, the party followed Clover to the Colors District, correct?
Yep.
Where she met with her church, apparently, and they apparently are hidden in a secret location that I will not spoil. And apparently they have depictions of Clover on the wall as an angel.
And only 2 party members noticed this thus far.
Yep. I think it's a nice vague descriptor.
You all are...
Yeah, oh wait, I thought it was just Gunther that noticed.
Sure. So, you all get escorted over inside of a room that is fairly large, and the chambers are set up with this beautiful thrown together bed from presumably things that they were able to find around the area that were very nice and quality, cleaned, washed, tended to, and then there's a few cots that are tossed in the room for all of you as well. And yeah, Clovers, these look like the quarters they usually set up for you. Nicer than many of the other ones. And all of you are left alone.
Oh, I hope you guys like it here. Sorry, I told you it was going to be expensive and probably not worth 5 gold, but these are my friends.
I suppose we can pay a little extra the first night. It's kind of like a, what you call it, the donation.
We prefer tithe.
Right. By the way, Clover, I was wondering if I mean, I noticed those statues out there. Are you did you model for those, or what do you call it?
Oh, no, that's a fair lady. We all like to look in her image, like to look like her in her image.
Oh, well, I just thought she looks very much like you.
Oh, thank you. I try my best to look like her.
I wasn't sure if maybe it was some kind of, like familial relation. No, that couldn't be. She's a goddess.
No, I just try my best to look like her. I even do my hair like her. I'm glad you said that, though. That's a very nice compliment.
Well, yes, you are very, very, very pretty.
Joey, how many people have we seen that look like this goddess?
Not a single person other than Clover.
Okay.
So yes.
So what are we doing?
Oh, sorry. One more thing. Now that it was brought up by Gunther, you all look around the room at large pictures of that appears to be pretty much Clover, like a little more divine glow behind her and stuff, but yeah, that's Clover.
Just gonna like turn my head slowly. Are you leading a cult?
No, okay, fine. Kids, great. Okay. You know what? I'm the next avatar. Okay, that's what they've been choosing me for. That's why they. Fine, happy. Way to be nosy.
I mean,
Her tone has changed, and she looks very.
Whoa. Your voice thing is not working properly, Lily.
Is it? I'm using a slightly different voice thing this time. Was it too loud or
Did not work.
Try saying something again.
like this? Oh wait.
I hear nothing.
like this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
There's a lot of echo in it.
Oh,
Yeah, remove some of the echo.
like that? Is that better? Nope.
Turn
Is
it,
that better?
Yeah, it's better.
turn it to more intelligible.
I'm trying. I didn't have time to exactly test this one out, so sorry.
I mean, that was pretty
well-
solid. I understood.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Okay, there you go. That was fine.
Reminded me a little bit of Huey, Dewey, or Louie, but
With my background with religion, can I make a check on what an avatar is?
Sure, roll me a religion check.
23.
It was a wonderful production and show that was constructed, but then they made a live action version of it that kind of like ruined every. No. In Avatar, you want to roll as well? Tulsa, go for it.
Yeah, because of I literal cleric.
Well, I mean, are you proficient in religion?
Yes.
Well, then you can roll. There you go. It's both of you would know the same thing. An avatar is usually an individual that is meant to take upon the presence and body of a celestial being, and be, for lack of a better term, possessed by them, or to act as their influence through this realm by being able to speak through them. Usually, an archcleric would be an individual who becomes the avatar for their faith, but throughout history, there's only been a handful of them within the last 1,000 years or so that come to mind. Both of you would be aware that the Everlight's avatar was Pike Trickfoot. The chosen avatar of the Everlight nowadays is somebody else. And there's one or two other chosen avatars that exist in this realm right now, but usually they live strictly in Vasselheim or have influence strictly through Vasselheim.
That is impressive and horrifying.
I have to agree.
What's an avatar?
yeah, what's an avatar?
This she's gonna be the speaker of our church. Well, one of them, kind of like the face.
She is the direct connection to a god.
I mean, to be fair, every religion starts as a cult, and kind of is a cult.
It's not a cult.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
they
what
have
the-
tax exempt status.
not quite sure what a cult really is, but it sounds bad.
Not
I
a
mean,
cult.
Like I said, every religion is kind of a cult.
Right. Yeah. I don't really have one of those religions. I mean,
Yeah, neither do I. Or at least I haven't found one of the religions or cults that I want to be a part of yet.
Hopefully, one day your luck will change and you'll find what you're looking for.
This is not the cult you are looking for.
Well, that's
Well, I like-
why I metaphorically and literally create my own luck.
Lily says, tapping on Misty.
Huh. Okay. You should put some fur on that thing. On what you call it, Misty? Put
I'm
some
not making it
fur
look like a
and-
bear.
Oh, but bears are so cool. It would be a lot scarier.
Nah.
But anyway, I was thinking, what are we doing tomorrow?
I was gonna talk to Hans about getting us into the Shimmering Ward because I don't think you guys are gonna be able to get through the front door, and then you guys can head to Solstice Academy and check out the area because they're gonna be having the King's Speech there, I believe, and we can figure out where the plan of attack might take place and just preemptively try to stop it or see if there's a trap or something being set up there.
I don't remember. Did our father, when we met him, explain that the academy is like the grounds for the assembly?
Oh, 100% he would have mentioned that. Yeah, 100%.
So that will be extremely dangerous for people like myself and Lily who radiate arcane.
Even though it'd be dangerous for me, because I radiate divine.
I'm not sure I radiate anything.
Well, I mean, how are we supposed to do this mission if half of the group here can't even go into the area?
Well, either this person who's going to try to attempt to assassinate is either already on the academy or has stuck in, or they're going to try and find a vantage point to wherever he's speaking. If he's speaking outdoors, they'd probably find a place that has a clean line of fire onto them. Likely either using some kind of bow and arrow, crossbow, or possibly even a gun. I doubt they would be foolhardy enough to attempt to stab the king.
I think he's gonna stab him, but I don't know how accurate people are from very far away. I think a spell would probably, in a place of magic users, be harder to figure out where it came from than an arrow.
It'd also be heavily warded
Yeah,
against such things.
I mean, have none of you considered the possibility that since the king is only a puppet for the assembly, from what we heard, that this assembly might just decide to get rid of him for now and replace him with someone more pliable and use magic to do that?
Had it not been war at the moment, I would probably say yes. Or actually, no, because it is war, they would probably attempt to do it anyways, since that would rally the people if they frame it on Tal'Dorei.
I don't think the Empire is as scheming as you guys make it out to be. That's all she says. And I don't think they'd
May
want to
we
see their
introduce
king
you to the
die.
Volstruckers, your secret assembly of spies and magic assassins.
But they won't assassinate the people they work for. What if you don't believe in your country? Why are you doing what you're doing for it?
There's a difference between a country and a people.
Also, mind control and brainwashing.
I guess brainwash for the king, though. Not. I don't see how this makes a lot of sense. I don't think that they'd assassinate their own person and want us to turn them into the Cerberus assembly as well.
How do you wash a brain?
Clover, do you think that the king or rulers of a nation are the same as the nation?
I think that they're, like me, a face of a nation, a representative. And by betraying its own, attacking its own representatives, it goes against everything it stands for.
Well, I mean, there's already from what we heard, the Temple of the Lawbearer. Good thing Bernie's not here. He would have hell to pay. They'd have hell to pay with him.
Oh,
They have already
yes.
got some members that are not fully there.
I don't know what's going on with the churches right now, but I will say I do believe the empire needs religious reform.
I can agree with that.
I think it just needs reform in general. That or just burn to ash so they can, restart.
I think you have to refine something that's made and not destroy something that's made.
What
You
I
look at-
think is the Empire needs to get that stick out of their butt. It's been up there way too long, it seems.
Well, I
to
mean,
me.
from what we've heard, it seems like that stick is called the Cerberus Assembly. I mean, look, they even have a tower that looks like one of those things.
She says, looking over to the tower that I assume is kind of like a landmark of the city.
That
right.
is correct.
Well, can't we do something and beat up this celibate assembly?
I mean,
You could definitely try, and then they would murder you, and probably everyone around you, and also your family. But,
All right. Well, that's not good.
No.
but anyway,
anyways, we're gonna stop an assassination. Fun.
We should be careful also, because if we are trying to sneak in, maybe the assassin will try to sneak in behind us if we find a way.
Maybe, but if they're trying to get in, this apparently is one of the ways in that people get in through that's not through the front gate.
No, I was just saying that we should be careful so that we don't, in trying to stop the assassination, help it get done because we find a way inside for the assassin.
I agree with that.
I mean, when you put it like that, you make it seem like the ones we're working for are the assassins.
I don't believe that. Even from what we've heard about them already, I don't believe they want that kind of heat on them. Or risk of being tied to it at all.
Well, assuming that the Volstruckers, or Assembly, are not the ones responsible for this, as you say, who do we know about the Empire would have the gain from killing the king?
Well, let's see. Tal'Dorei, there's probably internal struggles, people who want to not go to war. If we look over at what we know on our side, there are probably other organizations that we're unaware of that wish to do something like that within the Empire. Maybe the Volstruckers, but that's a hard maybe.
Well, here's a thought that could both assist us in this task, but also backfire us in the long run. Why don't we could contact someone from the Assembly and let them know that about the assassination attempt.
They already know. They're the ones that
And
put out the
that's-
job.
And that we are the agents that are there to help us stop it.
We don't.
They're just hired outside forces. The job was given out.
Yes, by that group who said they caught wind of it.
by the way, Joey, I did ask
Yeah.
this in the Discord, but I don't think you read it yet. Lily would have asked.
No,
that
I
group-
closed Discord when I'm running the game. What'd you say?
Lily would have asked when she was, alone with them, like about I just ask the group at least, what do we call you other than that group, or like
No
what, a
names.
title or anything?
He's the captain. These are the captain's quarters. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Well, we could use the fact that we are the ones working with the captain, and they would watch us very closely and very scrupulously, but we would be able to probably look around there with only minimum restriction.
Way he made it sound like his group was secretive. I wouldn't want to just throw his name around. To you guys, I guess.
That's true. He did, after all, ask us on a scale how well we were at magical infiltration.
Yes. And I gotta pull the notes real quick. We also need to try and figure out. Well, it could be a possible excuse to attempt to say.
Find a scapegoat?
No, have it so either you or Miriam are looking to enroll in the academy.
Yes, because I'm sure they won't ask about our previous past and what prior education we've had.
Yes.
That feels like drawing more attention than needed.
I figured I'd put that out there.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a tailed dragonborn, and you're a half giant. We already draw attention.
Yes, but a dragonborn and a half giant that can do magic.
I mean, mine's a little bit harder than magic.
Layla says, kind of spinning her hammer, and then like that Wild West thing where they pistol tricks, spin it, and then put it back in the sheath.
Yes, that is fair. And for me, my magic would definitely raise a few eyebrows, even if it wasn't just divine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you seem to be looking very closely at the kitty cat lady.
Was it a guy or a girl? I can't remember.
It was a woman.
Okay.
Yes, because it looks like she's definitely along the same lines of magic, but more arcane. So definitely want to talk to her about that at some point. We could try to find other people giving her rumors about. I know that group that doesn't seem to have any, but I'm sure there's some others around town that we could try to find and overhear. Especially if they've already killed a group of them. Surely wherever they're staying is likely either somewhere they can move freely or somewhere where is not a lot of eyes on them. Somewhere that would have easy access to the Sorcerer's Academy, or at least a path in there.
Well, I have a question. Why don't we ask someone who's been in there and done that? I mean, you have shared parents that will know these things, and you know of a way to communicate with them quickly.
Yes, we do. Forgot about that.
Yes.
And you have paper and ink?
Marion does.
I do have the spell itself prepared today.
Yes,
Mine might be cheaper.
I mean,
Actually, I think sending's free. It's just,
it's just a
fourth
spell
level.
slot.
Yeah, spell slot, which
Third slot.
I don't think we're going to be using today, but
Think, they says. they think they won't be using today.
I can at least send one, and then Miriam, you can send him as well.
Yeah, I'm sure as such a good father that he is, he'll want to know the update of what you've all been up to, as well as if he might know who this group of individuals are.
Yes. Let me send him a message, and Miriam, you start writing out some information of what we might be looking for. All right?
I mean, we don't really have much information. We have no descriptors. All we know is he's planning to kill him during the assembly in 2 days.
Well, we do
Right.
know that they killed a group of the agents of these people somewhere on the road. Did they say where on the road they were killed?
They didn't say they were on the road at all.
Or because I remember
Here, let me
No,
show
the
you.
road thing was from the other mission, because that was about a courier and something.
No.
like that.
They didn't say they were on the road at all. They said they were coming into Ice Haven, which is a port.
no, that's the shipment. For the assassination, they said they sent someone to. They had a group that had tried to figure out who they were, and they were killed.
Ah, yes. They said all of them were killed. We can just say that you would have inquired with the captain about that beforehand. If you guys don't want to just wait until tomorrow to talk to him, we can just say, hey, one of you asked him. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The first group that met up with the individual met up with them on the Glory Run, or tried to intercept them along the Glory Run as they were trying to enter into Rexing Trim through a sewer system.
Okay.
So they died in the sewer system as they were entering the city.
What a shitty place to die.
Mm-hmm.
We also need to consider, I remember someone mentioned about paths in the sewers we could go through to get there. And while that's viable, there are things that tend to live in sewers. Like I once heard about clans of kobolds that lived in the underneath cities.
I have faith that we'll get through this passage very fine. I remember some do things halfway.
I honestly would prefer to take Clover's route. I'd rather deal with clans of kobolds than Imperial gods. I don't know about the rest of you, but no, that's my preference.
Well, I mean, do we know about these kobolds? Or?
No, it's speculation.
I was
Right.
using it as an example that there are
Okay.
things that tend to live under cities.
Right. Okay. I was kind of thinking maybe there is another way we could try to lure out the assassin. Maybe put out some sort of ambush or trap. Like I don't know. Maybe if we one of us maybe draws attention to them from the assassin, and the assassin will try to kill you, and then we I don't know, like a bait. But I don't know what would work.
Well, why don't we get in contact with dear old daddy, as I'm sure he's probably got some old designs for the academy area or some that kind of thing lying around.
Yes.
Who's your daddy?
Should have known that was coming.
Who's your daddy?
My daddy? His name is Baron.
That Baron spelled with a J?
Your daddy's name is Baron?
No, Bayorn.
Bayorn. Okay, sorry. I was like, is your dad a tiefling? Just it's all coming together. This is your nephew.
Just gonna prepare the letter of the piece of magic paper with the what we know, just to get ready to send after Tulsha does the sending.
If any,
Sorry, go ahead.
Going,
Yeah, Tulsha.
going to cast sending to.
Type out your 25 words.
All right.
Remember to
use all 25 of the words, or else the spell doesn't work.
Let me do a quick count. $25 exactly.
Hello, father. Hello, Fasha. We are in Rexingtrim, been hired for a job to stop assassinations on King on Academy grounds, looking for info on possible assassins.
And
Send
then
this
I
to
will,
the betrayer.
and I'll send the page with the info.
To be fair, the issue with the
Actually,
Empire wasn't so much the king as it was the Cerberus Assembly. So you know
That we're
Yeah, I
in
know, it's just-
Rexingtrum. We're going to the Academy grounds.
Yeah, I figured
Fine.
Rexingtrum, Academy grounds, King, red flags. Red flags, get your red flags, yeah.
Your father will reply to you. Well, that is... Okay. An assassination against the head of the Empire would be nigh impossible to pull off. Expect the individual to utilize magic, construction, possibly unique abilities. I'll send a note.
Relay that to the group.
Who was that?
That was Miriam and my father. He
What's
has
he do?
He's retired.
From
It
Some
like-
work.
It's hard to explain what his career was.
you know the answer. You're refusing to tell me why.
I mean, and you're digging into someone's personal life, and
Now we have boundaries.
God damn it. You're not wrong,
Fair.
but
That's fair. Like,
No, I want to know who he is too. Because that wasn't really cool back there what you guys did.
Clover, is there a place in this church that's protected from